month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, too long.
I'm not sure I know how to do. Who leads this? Timmy, is that you? Do you lead us? Who's the
F-
host?
In what?
This show, the one we're doing.
Well, you're hosting.
What's the name of the show?
The game event.
Oh,
The Ram It Up.
Car Ramrod.
Yeah. What are we doing here? Jesus Christ.
Do we still have an intro?
Well, I thought you were going to play it, but.
Oh, that was me? I'm the guy? Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Sound out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step ins.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for. I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No, I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Pow!
Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step ins.
Joining me as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
I'm here.
He is here.
I'm not in a bad mood today.
Shit!
We're gonna have to postpone until Dave's in a
Yeah,
bad mood.
FSU finally won. Incidentally, FSU hadn't even started the season the last time we recorded, so there's that.
That's true. Has it? Wow. Timmy C's here.
They are now 1-3. Who?
How are those Bengals looking?
Well, by the time this drops, they'll be 1-2.
Got to start somewhere, you know.
Yes,
Same record as the Bears. who might
Well,
have
when the
first
NFL
offensive
comes
line
out
play this
after
year.
week 1 and was like, "Hey, our bad, you lost by 6, but that touchdown that we told you wasn't a touchdown, it actually
was a touchdown.
Yeah. So morally,
So there's
2-1.
4 people left in Survivor League that had 33 people in it.
yeah, it's
We're
good.
in
and
week 3.
and it could be less than that by the time this drops. It could be over.
Yeah. So there's still 3 games left to be played. And
Football's
everybody
been
that's left
wacky,
just
y'all, just so you
haven't
know.
picked it yet.
Yeah,
But you
football's
know who's
been
really
real
good
dumb.
at picking football games?
Hmm.
Me and Dave. Well, me. I'm good. I'm the only one that's like winning good.
I know I'm only up like $100.
I
I'm
picked
up-
Raiders -6 against Carolina because why wouldn't you? And then they got the doors blown off of them.
Red Rifle, baby. Don't expect to win that game.
Which we need to have a serious conversation about the Panthers benching Bryce Young and then posting 36 on the Raiders the very next game.
Guess what? Andy Dalton, even at 38
Is-
or whatever
is
he
he
is,
Joe Flacco part 2?
he's still very capable as a quarterback. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl. Probably not going to win you a playoff game, but
By the
he
way,
will win you
I
a
was,
shit ton of regular season games.
I was watching the Bears Colts game today because of course,
Why?
and Joe
Sounds
Flacco's
terrible.
still in the league.
Joe Flacco.
He's now backing up Richardson there in Indianapolis.
Richardson was
Simmons?
terrible today.
And they still won
Well, the Bears are not great.
because the Bears O-line does not know how to block people, and then that causes 3 turnovers.
Well, and then there's the Ravens, who apparently don't realize that a football game is 4 quarters long. They stopped playing at the end of the third. Almost gave it away to Dallas. Luckily, they had a 22-point lead at the end of the third quarter. They won by 3.
Had it been any less, they would have lost.
Yes. It was very close to them losing still.
I told you guys before we started recording. I saw a graphic today on the Bears game towards the end. Caleb Williams had thrown for 363 yards and 2 touchdowns. I thought the graphic was wrong.
Probably was.
So he threw for almost 4 bills. We still lose to Indianapolis because, again, for some reason, the Bears don't find an offensive line important.
Well, the Bengals didn't for a long time, so maybe better days are coming.
But my fantasy teams today, killing people.
My
Murder.
bets are doing well. I don't.
T-Weave, I'm sorry. I'm gonna beat T.
I was looking beautiful until Dak Prescott went insane in the fourth quarter against Allison. So now I need 25 points from a shitty backup receiver on the Falcons tonight.
Drake London. We were talking beforehand. I bet him under on receptions 5.5. So maybe he catches, 2 96-yard touchdown passes.
And we both win.
In our league, I have Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall, Stephon Diggs, Dallas Goedert, who put up 27.
Yeah, he had 170 receiving yards as a tight end. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's so again, sorry, T-Weave, you're going to get slapped down this week. My other league, I'm up by 51, proposed a 97% winning chance, even with Derek Carr putting up an astounding 8 today. But Kyron Williams put up 32. And DK Metcalf 20. I had Goedert again, put up 27. And I had a Dunza on the bench who put up 26. So I could have.
By the way, no one that's listening to this cares about this. We should probably do like our show.
I don't believe that at all. T-Weave listens to this. He's getting murdered.
He's going to be happy that you're telling him how bad he is at fantasy football.
T-Weave, you suck.
Real terrible. The Dream Weavers. That's his.
I'm not doing that to Mrs. Pondwater.
You shouldn't.
Right now, she's beating me. Kick out of like 4 guys to go, and one of them is Josh Allen. So
I cannot wait to hear this recording because I'm pretty sure you just got completely talked over by Dave singing Dreamweaver.
Awesome.
I don't think anybody heard
it. Good. Perfect.
Hey, please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Popcast. Find us on YouTube. Just search Filter Free Popcast. Follow our network on Twitter at Ram Sports Net. www.patreon.com/Ram Network. Timmy, what's all there?
Well, I'm going to shorten this because we've talked for so freaking long. If you go to patreon.com/Ram Network, you will get all of our old shows. You'll get Legends Let's Rethink This Footballers, which they're not old. They are current. We are currently dropping them every week. Old School Evolution of Evil, Wrestling with Commercials, which we are also still dropping. Plus, you'll get TNA Top 10, Talking Wrestling with Palmwater Dave. You'll get us. And you will get a ton of bonus content going through all of the old wrestling, even though we don't do wrestling anymore. We do it there.
We do there.
So for $5 hairs a month, you can get all the wrestling you can handle. Old School, we got World Class Flashback. We got Eras, the New Generation. What else we got? I was there.
I was there. We got CWA. We're recording a new CWA tomorrow night.
World Class.
Which would be last night.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Last night.
World Class.
We're recording a new CWA last night.
Well done, guys. That's impressive, actually. That you
so just go to the Patreon, subscribe if you want wrestling. We got all the wrestling.
Power of the Pen. We just did one a couple weeks ago with Zach Haydorn.
That's all the reading. Nobody wants to read.
Book stuff. People like to read.
You don't. That reminds me. I got to read that. I got to read that Portland book I got.
Katie Bar the Door, the Portland book. That will be coming out due to my schedule. I didn't really consider this.
Yeah, your schedule sucks butthole.
Yeah, but because of my schedule coming up the next couple months, Portland Wrestling will be coming out in December. That's when that will start dropping. So get ready for that.
I wasn't invited.
We haven't done it yet. I don't know if you heard me just now. It'll start dropping in December. If you
maybe my December's really packed.
Well, no one asked you. See, this is why we didn't invite you. If so, me and Dave, we're gonna take this real serious, and we're gonna become like experts at Portland wrestling. So if you want to do this, you got to go listen to what I'm saying. Go on to Amazon, order Katie Bar the Door by Mike Rogers. It's a book on Portland wrestling. Read up on it. Be ready to go in December. And also, there's a Portland wrestling encyclopedia also written by Mike Rogers. We will be giving that away in a contest of some sort, probably in the beginning of 25. So a lot of exciting things going on with Portland wrestling. Still don't know what to call it.
I ain't doing no reading.
Well, then I guess you can't be on the show.
I
want to
can.
do the reading. Just
I can
to learn
react
about
to it.
Portland wrestling.
Because there's gonna be a podcast version, which is us kind of chronicling the timeline of Portland wrestling, and then on the Patreon we're gonna do the watch alongs. See how that works.
I feel like I've been left out of something here.
Dave and I drunkenly talked about it 2 weekends ago.
You're both fucking fired.
What? How? Because we come up with ideas.
I just fired you.
Okay.
Welcome to Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, Timmy C. And they're gone now. They're fired. They're fucking fired.
Do you know who else is gone? Everyone that was listening just now. So thank you for that. Just pick one.
I didn't do that. That was Dave.
All right.
That was me. I hit the wrong button. I had to figure out how to get it back.
Let's go ahead and get started. Hey, do you guys know I'm beating Dreamweavers 133.47?
Beating something, all right.
This week, we're going back to September of 1982. Now, let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events.
Operator, please connect me with 1982.
Is that a real thing?
George Strait. Ever heard of him?
I've heard of George Strait. Song sounds terrible.
He's got a song called 1982.
Okay. Up first, stories that missed the cut. September 1st, the United States Air Force Space Command is founded.
We landed on the moon, 13 years before that? And it took
Yes.
them that long to get a space command?
And now we have a Space Force.
Yeah, sure we do.
I'm in the Space Force.
I want to be in the Space Force. September 2nd, Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones has his house burned down. Meaning like his house burned down. He didn't have someone burn his house down. Just for
He might. I mean, he could.
I mean, he could have. I don't know.
I burn my house down.
September 4th, the narcissist Lex
The
Luger.
narcissist Lex Luger starts a fire.
An arsonist starts a fire to a hotel in Los Angeles, killing 25.
Shouldn't have been hotel in there.
Shouldn't have been trying to have a nice weekend there.
It's probably one of them hourly jobs.
Could be. September 6th, we have Jerry Lewis's 17th Teletubby telethon for muscular dystrophy as they raised $28.4 million. This is
He kept all that money.
I'm going to be
He
good
didn't
at this.
give
I can
shit
see.
to anyone.
We covered this in a deep dive once, like this one, but as a whole, the telethon as a whole.
Yeah,
They raised a lot of money.
yeah, for himself.
Yeah,
Whose hole?
Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh,
What?
Jerry Lewis. September 6th, Paul McCartney releases his single "Tug of War."
Never hurt it.
It's a
Okay.
song about masturbation.
It is. Tug that whore. Same day, Willie Stargell has his number 8 retired by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Fat ass Willie Stargell.
This was right in the middle of the Cocaine Pirates, too. 82.
Thought that
September
was the
10th.
Mets.
Also known as the Lenny Dykstra. September 10th, Decca releases a Beatles audition as part of the Complete Silver Beatles album. This audition includes music executives saying, quote, "The Beatles have no future in show business." Good
They're
for them.
right. They're
Good for
right.
them. Yeah.
Beach Boys over the Beatles. Hot take.
What did the Beatles ever do?
It's not a hot take when it's the 400th
You say
time
it.
you've given it.
every time. I mean, you just keep flipping that carcass over now at this point. Hey guys, hold on.
Beach Boys.
Beach Boys.
He's a big fan of John Stamos. I can't help him.
The Beatles could never have a smashing hit like Kokomo.
They did. They had several actually.
Smashing hit like Kokomo.
Smashing hit. September
Or
15th.
fun. Till her daddy takes a T-bird away.
Your daddy should take a T-bird.
They
away.
made
Those things are
T-birds
death
for a
traps.
while. here
Wish
recently.
they all could be California girls.
That was David Lee Roth.
It was David
That was
Lee
your
Roth.
mama. You shut your whore mouth, David Lee Roth.
September 15th, the first edition of the USA Today is published by the Gannett Company.
Still making them. Who knew? I actually, when I looked at that, I was like, Typed into my search bar, last printed USA Today. They still make them.
You still
I
get them
can't-
at hotels, don't you?
Couldn't
That's the only
believe it.
place you can pick one up.
I don't go to hotels.
Like they used to sell them at the gas
poor.
station. I'm pretty sure they do not anymore.
They don't sell gas at the gas station?
Most like
USA
newspaper
Today.
companies only do like one newspaper a week now. It's on like
Yeah.
Sunday.
So is it USA 7 days?
USA bi-weekly.
USA tomorrow.
There you go. September 19th, the New Orleans Saints record their first road shutout victory, a 10-0 win. And who they did it against doesn't matter.
Da Bears.
It was the Bears.
By the way, you got beat in front of a crowd sitting there wearing paper bags on their heads.
Yes. The Aints. September 21st, the NFL begins its 57-day strike, which would later be the subject of the movie The Replacements.
Pretty sure you're lying about that.
Well, it's not based on the strike, but it's
There
very
were
loosely
no
run.
Washington Sentinels.
No, you know who they were.
They hadn't invented S10 trucks for linemen to flip over in 1982.
Again, I think you're mistaking me saying that. I'm assuming that the race replacements.
They hadn't
are a
invented
documentary.
boats for quarterbacks to live
That
on
is absolutely
in
not true.
1982.
Again, the replacements, not a documentary. It was a loose interpretation of the movie.
I seen it.
Thank you. Great
Chicken
movie.
One of
hot.
Dave's faves.
It did have John Madden in it. That was the factually accurate part. John Madden existed.
He's wiry. Oh, however the hell you say it.
Boom!
Second, Family Ties starring Michael J. Fox premieres on NBC.
What do we do, baby?
There's a lot going on in this movie.
Love, sha-la-la-la.
September 23rd, Billy Joel releases his 8th studio album, The Nylon Curtain.
That sounds like one of them jerk off places.
Oh, it is, for sure.
Ew.
Where you go into a cupboard or not cupboard, like a cubicle, and it
So
has a
it's like
nylon
you
curtain, and you jerk
You got to
off.
shove yourself in a cubicle or cupboard.
It's pronounced cuticle.
That's on your finger.
Okay.
It ends up on your finger, but that's not what they call it.
September 25th, Northwestern football ends their 34-game losing streak, beating Northern Illinois 31-6.
Northern Illinois, top 25 Northern Illinois, lost to another MAC team this week. Terrible.
Northern Illinois lost.
Yep.
It was probably Ohio, if I had to guess.
No, Ohio got beat the shit out of them by Kentucky. It was
Kentucky
it was
beat
like
them half to
one of
death.
them MAC teams, Toledo or Kent State or
Akron.
yeah. The MAC is really just like all
Ohio.
the universities in Ohio except Cincinnati and Ohio State
And Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
So, and actually, Ball State's in the MAC. September 25th, Penn prison guard George Banks kills 13 people, 5 of which were his own kids.
One of them was Carlton Banks.
I don't think that's right. September 27th, the St. Louis Cardinals clinched the NL East title. Thank you. That was the best response you could have given. I thought you were going to utter an F word. September 27th, filming begins of Never Say Never Again, the final time Sean Connery would play James Bond.
The real James Bond.
Correct. Pierce Brosnan can suck it. September 27th.
Pierce Brosnan was awesome. You shut your
No,
whore mouth.
he was not. September 27th.
Goldeneye's the greatest Bond film.
That's the greatest
What?
video game for sure. I was actually playing it today. It's fantastic. September 27th, Lil Wayne is born in New Orleans.
He's now Big Wayne.
Big Wayne.
Almost old Wayne.
He's old.
Wayne's
He's
World.
old. Wayne, O-L-E, old Wayne.
Oh, Wayne. September 29th, Cheers premieres on NBC.
One of the great accomplishments of my life is getting Dave to watch Cheers.
Never seen it.
We both watched.
Liar!
I watched it up till Kirstie Alley came in, and then I was bored with the show.
I think that's as far as I made it.
What?
September-
Those are the good years, honestly. She was
September
way
30th.
way better than other whore.
No, the other whore.
Shirley
Yeah.
Temple or
Shirley
whatever her
Temple.
name was.
Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah,
Shirley.
her too.
John Wayne. I don't know.
September
You know
30th.
who was in it though? The hot girl.
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, he's a dude. What's her name?
The
Margie,
old guy that played coach.
Margie Fergie or whatever her name is.
Margie Fergie.
Margie
Rhea Perlman.
Margie Post.
Marquee Post.
Margie
yeah.
Post.
She's so hot.
She's dead.
I know, but she had giant jubblies.
Mm.
She was
Okay.
hot.
September 30th, Bruce Springsteen releases a 6th studio album called Nebraska. What a stupid album
which is
title.
weird because he was from New Jersey.
It's a stupid
That album
title.
probably lost like the damn Cornhuskers this past weekend.
Absolutely.
I
I'm
bet
really
that's probably Hermes's favorite album.
well. I wasn't gonna.
Shitty fake Patrick Mahomes wannabe piece.
I wasn't gonna say his name, but I was gonna continue to just shit on the state of Nebraska as a whole for fun. September 30th, Hall of Fame
Never been
linebacker.
there.
I haven't either.
No one has. I'm not sure it exists.
I think it's just Iowa extended.
It's like a P.O. box at the edge of Iowa and Colorado.
I like that. September 30th, Hall of Fame linebacker and the original monster of the Midway, Bill George, who went to the Hall of Fame in 1974, dies in a car accident at age 52.
Shouldn't have been driving there.
Should not have been driving there.
It's like
That-
Buford Pusser.
That's right. Same age, I think. And that was Stories That Missed the Cut. Stories in the Wheelhouse. September 13th, we head to the Ball Diamond for our first story this week as legendary lefty Steve Carlton pitches a complete game shutout while hitting a home run of his own for the 4th time in his career. While accomplishing this,
He pitched a shutout and hit a home run
yes,
4
same game.
times.
This is the 4th time. Yes,
That's crazy.
that's ridiculous. While accomplishing
He's
this
no
was-
Shohei Ohtani.
Four times in one day.
one,
4
That's a-
touchdowns, one game.
That's a lot of jerking the gherkin. 4 times in one day. He was the first player ever to do it in 3 different decades. And oh, by the way, the Phillies beat the Cardinals 2-0 while he was at it. If you are a fan of pitching in the major leagues, what a time to be a fan. From 82 to 84, there were 3 different active pitchers chasing each other for the all-time strikeout list. In the beginning of the 83 season, 3 pitchers were within 100 strikeouts of the all-time leader, Walter Johnson, who had 3,508. The 3 pitchers were Carlton, Nolan Ryan, and Gaylord Perry. Gaylord Perry. I like that Gaylord Perry pitched for 39 seasons. And you don't call him a compiler, but you do for Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan was first, but then went on the DL, allowing Carlton to pass him on June 7th, 83. Throughout this one season, there was 14 lead changes for the title of Strikeout King. Carlton and Ryan continued their fight throughout the 84 season, while the aging Perry was nearly done in his career.
Because he almost died.
Yeah, because he was 104. He was like Charlie Huff. Carlton's 1983 season was baffling, to say the least. The Phillies, with the help of Carlton, won the NL pennant before losing the World Series to the Baltimore Orioles, which, by the way, in that series, Game 3 was Steve Carlton against Jim Palmer. Palmer won 3-2. That's not the confusing part. Carlton made 37 starts in 83, had an ERA of 3.11, but his record was 15-16. Not a
Terrible
lot of run
offense.
support. Yeah, not a lot of run support for old Carlton. He also won his 300th career game in 83, beating the team that drafted him, the Cardinals. He's still the only pitcher in Major League history to throw a shutout and hit a home run in the same game in 3 different decades.
Nicknamed Lefty, Carlton has the 2nd most lifetime strikeouts of any left-handed pitcher and is 4th overall, and has the 2nd most lifetime wins of any left-handed pitcher and is 11th overall in that category as well. In all, Carlton was a 10-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, 4-time NL Cy Young Award winner, won the Triple Crown in 1972, Gold Glove in 1981, 4-time NL wins leader, 1-time NL ERA leader, 5-time NL strikeout leader, and has his number 32 retired with the Phillies, is on the Philadelphia Phillies Wall of Fame, and was a first ballot Hall of Fame inductee in 1994 with one of the highest percentages ever.
By the way, Timmy, the pitching Triple Crown is wins, ERA, and strikeouts.
I was getting ready to ask how many homers he hit that year.
43.
70.
Suck it, Bonds.
They call him the Babe.
No, that's Ohtani.
Speaking about today's pitch counts, Carlton added, "I wasn't raised in this environment, so I think differently. These guys don't know anything but pitch counts. I would balk at it because I don't agree with it. But they can't go up against it because that's all they know. Philosophically, I don't agree with it because I think these guys are not really in shape because they don't throw enough. You need to throw so much so the tendons, ligaments, the muscle, and bone get bigger, denser, stronger to be able to handle the stress of throwing. I don't think they throw enough. 100 pitches is not a lot. You warm up with 100 pitches. Then you throw your 200. We threw 185 pitches a game.
That's a lot.
By the way, Dave, Drake London just caught a touchdown pass.
Epic.
It was a 7-yard pass, but he still caught it.
Well, they didn't.
I'm
We
going to
didn't
need
have
3
pitchers.
more.
We didn't have pitchers in the 80s throwing 109 miles an hour either.
Correct. I mean, like you would literally see someone's arm fall off. Like Carlton, his top heater was 87. Okay.
Yeah, but if we saw Greg Maddox,
I can throw 200 of them.
If Greg Maddox or Carlton pitched today, they'd just kill. No one would ever get a hit off of him, ever.
Well, we'll see. Well, we won't see, but I think they would. Anyway, I've already covered Carlton's possible anti-Semitism in a previous episode. Look it up. But my favorite part is Tim McCarver taking up for him when this came out. So I got some quotes from his teammate and someone who knew him very well, Tim McCarver. Quote, he doesn't celebrate birthdays anymore because he believes if you don't age.
That's not how that works.
McCarver said he doesn't celebrate Christmas anymore either because all these dates lend themselves to aging and he doesn't want to age. Apparently, he liked being a young man.
He also hates his family.
I can say with assurance in the world that Lefty is not a bigot and he is not an anti-Semite. He reads too many books. What?
That doesn't make sense.
Quote, if he's guilty of anything, it's believing some of the material he reads.
God forbid.
Does he become confused with his reading about radical things? Yes. I've told him that. Does he translate them into being anti-Semitic?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He's just
I can't
crazy.
believe that.
Okay,
piece
I
of
got
shit
it. He's just crazy.
Cat, dog, mouse thing ate green eggs and ham with a fox in a box.
Cat, dog, mouse guy.
So
I don't know what kind of animal that is.
Steve Carlton, not anti-Semitic, just crazy.
But also, like, if he reads something, does that translate into him being anti-Semitic? If he becomes that because of what he read, yes.
By the way, the shit that he said was like way the fuck out there. Like Russia and the Jews controlled everything in the world and were like feeding the world.
We should have him read that Portland book and
In
join
the
us on our
air.
show.
Like it was like high level. They're polluting the air and making us think certain. Like it was way out there. Yeah.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
Yeah, it was way out there. It was
I bet
bad.
he's real into Jewish space lasers.
that was about where he was going. Yeah.
Sharks with freaking laser beams on their.
Also, if you start a sentence with the Russians and the Jews, I don't need to hear the rest of it. I'm good.
By the way,
stop
Russians
there.
are all almost Jewish.
Is that true?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Except for the Muslim ones.
No, not many of them, but like 95% of Russians are Jewish. Yes.
I'm gonna look that up while this happens.
Look it up.
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Turn it and wild. McCurdy with a great left.
Here it is. 8. Pressure with 3. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down to over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
So while the theme song was playing, I did a little research, Tim. Do you want to guess? You want to take another stab at how much of the Russian population is Jewish?
75.
No.
1%.
All estimations are between 1 and 3%.
Bullshit.
According to current estimates, around 1% of the Russian population is Jewish, meaning that only a small percentage of Russians identify as Jewish.
What are the rest of them?
It's 61% Russian Orthodox Christian.
You Catholic?
You have 7%
No,
Muslim.
Orthodox is Jewish.
No, it's not.
Catholic. It's Christian.
Is this going to be the new box score trivia? Is the
Hey
delineation
Siri,
of religion?
what religion is Russian Orthodox most closely related to?
It's Catholic.
It's Christian.
It doesn't say.
Mm.
Well, it didn't. Stop it.
This is enlightening, and
God
I'm
damn.
sure entertaining as all get out. Let's just go ahead and start the trivia. 1982 Major League leaders. We just talked about Steve Carlson. You know, we always start batting average leaders. As soon as I
Dave
find
Parker.
it. As soon as I find it, got to find it. There it is. Dave Parker. No.
Ricky Henderson.
No.
Tony Gwynn.
Nope.
Reggie
Yeah.
Jackson.
No.
Oof.
Dave Winfield.
Good guess. No.
Pete Rose.
Nope.
82.
Tony Perez.
There's no Reds on this list.
Fat ass Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray. 6'3",
Cal Ripken.
No.
Good God. We're in the void of baseball
I mean, you
here in
didn't even- you didn't
1982.
even-
Mike Schmidt.
No, you didn't even let me tell you how many you had to pick. So you got one.
So we only
There's-
needed one.
There's 2 more Hall of Famers on this list.
Dale Murphy.
Let's see if you can get one of them. So one more. Dale Murphy not in the Hall of Fame.
Lou
I'm
Whitaker.
against humanity. No.
Carlton Fisk.
Nope.
Alan Trammell.
Nope.
Paul Molitor.
Nope. Close.
Earnhardt.
I was
Same team as Molitor in 82.
So the Robin Yount.
Robin Yount, second, 331. Here's the rest of your top 10.
Jim Evans.
Bill Buckner.
No to both. In 10th, Boston Red Sox legend and just as good as Carl Yastrzemski and Ted Williams, Jim Rice, 309.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Jerry's daddy.
Jerry's dad, that's correct. 9th, Damaso Garcia of the Toronto Blue Jays. 310.
Never
Even though I'm
heard of
pretty
him.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Damaso Ciampa. Leon Durham of the Cubs, 312. Cecil
What?
Cooper of the Brewers, 313. Bill Madlock, 319. Rod Carew, 319.
Did you say
Hall of
Matlock?
Famer Rod
did.
Carew.
Al
He
Oliver,
converted.
331.
He
in
was
league leaders.
Jewish.
Willie Wilson, 332. Oh my God. Let's go to, let's do home runs.
Reggie Jackson.
Who knows?
Reggie Jackson tied for first with
Dave
39.
Parker.
Bonus point for the team Reggie Jackson played for here in 82.
The Angels.
82.
The California Angels. That is correct.
I must
Dave,
kill the queen.
yes. That is,
That was 87.
I know.
Dave,
but
Dave Parker, no.
Schmidt.
Still
Mike
no
Schmidt.
Reds. Still no Reds in the list. 6th,
No, they
Mike
were
Schmidt,
terrible in 82.
35.
Mike Schmidt on there.
I just said 6th, 35.
Okay. Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray tied for 8th, 32.
God.
Give us some teams. How many we
yeah.
need?
Let's do
All
one
of 'em.
more.
We need
Do
all
one
of
more.
them.
Yeah, do all. I dare you. I'm sure you'll get Ben Ogilvy.
That was my next guest. He played for the Tampa Bay Rays.
He
Dick Pillhock and Frank Thomas.
no, not definitely not in the. There is a
Colorado
Thomas.
Rockies legend.
There is a Thomas, but it's not Frank. Played for the Brewers.
Dave.
Dave Thomas from Wendy. That's right. We got the Yankees, the Mets.
Oh, Winfield.
Dave Winfield tied for third
The
with
Mets in
37.
82?
Let's try to get one more here. This is good. This is fun. Atlanta. 2
Dale
from
Murphy.
Atlanta. Dale Murphy tied for 5th with 36. Here's the rest of your top 10. All tied for 8th. Cecil Cooper. Pedro
was that?
Guerrero. Lance
Cecil
Parrish.
Fielder's brother.
Sure. Lance Parrish. Andre Thornton.
Fat
Boston
ass
Red
Lance
Sox-
Parrish.
Boston Red Sox outfield legend Dwight Evans. They both got on this list.
I said Jim Evans earlier, so I
That's
should get 2 points.
Not a person. Bob Horner. Ben Ogilvy. I didn't make that up. He was on this list.
Who did he play for?
The
Colorado
Brewers.
Rockies.
Those were all the home runs of his career.
Dave Kingman was tied for third with 37
Dave
and tied for the
Kingman.
league lead.
Legend.
Gorman Thomas of the Milwaukee Brewers had 39.
He was also a Braves legend.
Who won the World Series in '82?
I believe
I don't think they had one.
The Orioles won in 83.
I don't think they had a World
Hey,
Series.
Siri.
The 82 might have been the Brewers.
Who won the World Series in '82?
No, the Brewers never won one. Might be Minnesota.
Cardinals.
I was way off.
They're shitty.
They are shitty. Let's do pitching. That's not what I wanted, but that'll work. That's never mind. That will
Steve
not-
Carlton.
He was
Well-
15 and 14. Or 14 and 15.
Here we go. Let's as soon as it loads, it's taking forever. There we go. Gotta love. God damn it! It's not the one I want.
Killing it.
I'm just here we go. This is it. This is. I promise. This is the one. Here we go. Wins.
Steve Carlton.
Led the league with 23.
Oh, Fernando
Eight-
Valenzuela.
83 was the year we went 15 and 16. Tied for second with 19. There's two. Let's see if you can get two more.
The Necro brothers.
Both of them. Just
Now
both
you have
of
to
'em.
get. Now you have to get three more because both the Necros are on this list.
Yes!
Tonight, Joe and Phil
That's all
had
I got.
17.
Gaylord
Oh,
Perry.
No,
Gaylord
Nolan Ryan.
Fokker. Nolan Ryan.
no, Nolan Ryan. Believe it or
Mike
not.
Scott.
Nope.
Great Scott.
Christopher Lloyd.
1.21 gigawatts.
Lightning.
Let's see. Tom Seaver.
No. I'll give you one more guess because I'm not sure you're gonna get any more of these.
Yeah, I don't like give me some teams.
Toronto, Detroit.
Friedrich or whatever his name is. The bird. Friedrich.
No.
Go
You go ahead and stop trying to pronounce it. He's not on the list. Milwaukee.
Danny
Montreal.
Ainge.
Love it.
Danny Jackson.
No.
Jose Rijo.
No, in 82? He was 9.
Gaylord Fokker. No,
he
you
said that
already
already.
made that joke. Yeah, god damn it.
Here's the rest of your top 10, all tied for 9th.
Wait a minute. You say your name's Gay Fokker?
Yeah.
I got nipples. Can you milk me?
Tied for 9th, Don Sutton.
Oh God, he was 74.
How old was he in 82?
Old.
72 and 82.
Let's look
He
him up.
debuted in like 1961 or something like that. Dave Steeb, Jack Morris, and Mike Caldwell. All at
Jack
17.
Morris, great mustache.
Tied for 6th.
Don Sutton was 47 in 82.
Wow.
And still had 6 years to play.
I lie. 37.
That's so old. Because
37.
I know Huff played for the Marlins. I can't remember if Sutton did too. Jerry Roos, Jeff Zahn, and Pete Vukovich. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing this. Larry Gura, all tied for 5th. Tied for 2nd with Fernando Valenzuela with Steve Rogers and Lamar.
Captain America?
Captain America, huh?
That is correct. Captain
Crazy.
America made the list. You guys should have guessed him. He killed it that year. Let's see if you can get two guys from the saves list.
John Franco.
No.
Raleigh Fingers.
Lee Smith.
Raleigh Fingers, 6 with 29. No, Lee Smith.
Dennis Eckersley. No, he was
No.
probably still a starter. I don't know if there were any other.
Craig Mortensen.
Where did you
What?
get that name? Isn't he an ESPN sideline reporter?
No, that's
Chris Mortensen.
Chris
Chris
Mortensen. Teams.
St. Louis,
Mm.
the Yankees, Kansas City. One of the best baseball names ever.
Flash
Montreal.
Gordon.
No.
He was a rookie in 90. I don't know.
5 seconds.
Is there anyone we're going to recognize?
Yes, there's at least 3 you're going to recognize.
Dave Righetti.
No. Here's your top 10, all tied for 10th. Salome Barajas had 21.
Wasn't one I recognized.
Never heard
Dan
of her.
Spillner,
Never
9th.
heard of her.
Ron Davis of the Minnesota Twins, tied for
Nope.
7th. Bill Cottle and Jeff Reardon of the Montreal Expos had 26.
Bob
Great
Cottle?
beard.
Bob
Great beard.
Cottle, 3rd, all tied for 3rd, is Greg Minton, Gene Garber, and Goose Gossage all had 30.
I've-
Did you say
Great
say
mustache.
badminton?
Badminton. And then 2nd, Dan Quisenberry of the Kansas City Royals had 35. And your league leader with 36, Bruce Sutter of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Lots of good facial hair on that
A
list.
lot of great facial hair on this list. September, speaking of, George Thorogood didn't really have facial hair. September 17th, let's head over to the music, the music of world. Killing it today. World of music, where we have one of the most iconic songs of all time getting released in the form of Bad to the Bone by George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Bad.
Bad. The 1980s were great for a handful of musical artists, while also being the harbinger for some of the worst shit you've ever heard in your life. Few acts had a stronger decade than George Thorogood. Thorogood and the Destroyers first gained notoriety in 81 after being an opening act for the Rolling Stones. That will get you noticed, yes. On October 2nd, 1982, just a few
Dave's
weeks
met them. Did he tell you about that?
When he met Mick Jagger.
Steven Tyler.
I don't know if he met all of the Stones or Aerosmith, whichever
Rolling
one.
Stones.
He
frontman,
actually
Steven
burned
Tyler.
down the other one's house. So.
That was Dave. On October 2nd, 1982, so just a few weeks after the release of Bad to the Bone, he was the musical guest on Saturday Night Live. After their SNL appearance, their touring schedule became insane. The band did what they called the 50-50 tour, where they played 50 states in 50 days.
Stupid.
That is stupid. They even snuck in a show in Washington, D.C. on the same day they played Maryland. So they actually played 50 states, one Commonwealth, for 51 shows in 50 days. Here in 1982, the band signed with EMI Records for the release of Bad to the Bone. The album of the same name would later go on to become a gold album. The band had two more gold albums in the 80s in the forms of Maverick and Born to be Bad. After the 1980s, Thorogood had one more number 2 hit.
Born to be bad.
That's not the same song.
Oh.
Called Get a Haircut, and the band disappeared from the current scene. Thorogood is 74 years old today and still touring.
George Thorogood wrote Bad to the Bone sometime during the 50-50 tour.
He can't remember because he was drunk.
According to Thorogood, it took a few months to write the song, and the lyrics took even longer.
He basically repeats himself for the majority.
You serious?
Yeah.
How drunk were you?
Real drunk.
The song adapts the hook and lyrics of Muddy Waters' 1955 song "Manish Boy." Man.
So
Man,
like,
boy.
It was like, no. Oh, sorry.
when you're like 23 years old and you're real drunk, but you don't want to stop drinking yet, and you're at home. So you find like a little bit of Dark Eyes left in a bottle, and you mix it with a half-drinking bottle of Gatorade. That's how drunk George Thorogood was.
Thorogood said, "If we don't write a song called Bad to the Bone, somebody else will, so it might as well be us."
I like it.
Real drunk.
Originally, Thorogood wanted Muddy Waters and Bo Diddley to record the song, but neither could, so the Destroyers recorded it, and the rest is history. Bad.
I'd really like to hear Bo Diddley sing Bad. Thorogood, which
Goldthwait sing it.
Ooh.
So after hearing it took him so long to write it, I'm really confused by all this other stuff that I wrote. Thorogood has released over 20 albums, 2 of which have been certified platinum and 6 have been certified gold. He has sold 15 million records worldwide. Of course, that's less than 1 million per record, so makes sense. Thorogood and his band continue to tour extensively, and in 2024, the band celebrated their 50th anniversary of performing. 7 people were there. It was good. Thorogood's popularity waned in the 90s, although he had the number 2 hit, as TJ said, with Get a Haircut, which is a stupid name for a song, by the way.
Stupid name.
In 2012, Thorogood was named one of the 50 most influential Delawareans of the past 50 years. What are we doing? Delawareans.
You like George? You couldn't find. We just talked about how drunk Thorogood was throughout the 80s, and you couldn't dig up any dirt on him.
Nope, not. He was a saint
He was good.
and stupid. Apparently,
He was very thorough.
He was
Good.
very stupid.
Thorogood.
No, that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work.
Bubble Gump.
No, that doesn't work.
What are you doing right now?
Him writing Bad to the Bone.
Hit his clip. It's his.
That means it's my turn.
Mm.
Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears. My neck, my back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it to Bermuda, Bahamas, come on, pretty mama, Montego, baby. All right, welcome to Timmy's Trivioki.
Saturday Night Fever.
1982. I am not. Oof. All right.
Would this be the episode 3.5 years in? Timmy finally sneaks in some Journey.
Nope.
Great.
Song number one. Clue number one.
Right in their wheelhouse here in 82. You're like, nah.
There was Journey on the top 100.
I know there was.
I
Of
didn't
course
pick
there
it. Nope.
was. Of course there was.
Oh, Sherry.
No. Song number one. Clue number one. Magic.
The Gathering.
Rolades.
Rolades.
Magic Johnson in a wheelchair.
Clue number two. Eminem.
M&M's or the rap
Like
artist?
the rapper Eminem. It's very contemporary, guys. You guys got to get in here.
Yeah, I'm really into my 82 music trivia. That's like my.
You know, this is clue
My
number
jam.
3. Houdini.
Is that when you poop and you wipe it?
That's his new song. That's Eminem's new song. Houdini.
Correct. You're getting close.
Are we?
Yes. Clue number 4. Steve Miller.
Jet Airliner.
Have you heard the Eminem song Houdini?
No,
I have.
Jungle
I have it on my
Jungle
phone.
Love.
Okay. What's it sampling?
I don't remember. I haven't heard it in a month.
Clue number 5. Gonna reach out and grab you.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna reach in my bag, bruh. Yeah. Thank you.
I have that song on my phone.
TJ gets the point.
You're damn right I do.
That's bullshit.
You knew the song. I expected you to get it.
You
Song
make
number
me
2,
hot,
clue number
you
1.
make me cry.
This is a toss-up. Clue number 1, Mr. T.
Pity the
I
fool.
pity the fool.
18.
Not a real song.
Oh. I pity the fool.
Clue number 2, Hulk Hogan.
I'm a Real
WrestleMania.
American. By Rick Derringer.
What's her name?
I Am
Cindy
the
Lauper.
Tiger.
Girls just want to have fun.
I Have the Tiger.
TJ with the point.
You should have said
Clue
Rocky
number 3
III.
was Rocky. Clue number 4 was Survivor. Clue number 5 was Thrill of the Fight. TJ whooping your ass. dude.
That's right.
Pity the fool.
Again, 82 that's my wheelhouse.
Right. DJ's wheelhouse.
Wasn't even born yet, but I'm crushing it.
Song number 3, clue number 1, Cougar.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Girls just want to have fun.
Blood on the Plow.
Oh.
Ooh,
Ooh,
gross. Clue number 2, Chili Dogs.
I didn't write. Oh, Jack and
Jack and Diane. Yes.
TJ gets it.
I beat him. No
No,
way.
you
I beat
didn't.
him.
No way.
I
You
beat
did
him.
not.
I need a red
Roll
flag.
the tape back.
I was watching the tape as it happened, and
Nope.
TJ got it first.
I got it. Roll the
You
ditty
cannot.
by Jack and Diane. See, I
Two
got it.
American kids growing up in the hot land.
Another
Jack
idiot.
on
don't be
Chili Dog
love
outside
football
Daisy
star.
Freeze.
Diane said something about doing it in the car.
That-
Oh
think-
yeah,
no. Your mind works
love.
That should be the lyric though, because that actually goes well together. That is what he's singing.
Oh,
about.
let it rock, let it
Let it
roll.
roll.
Let the my belt come and save our souls. And
I got
that has
that, by the way.
been Timmy Stribioki.
Oh, TJ with a clean sweep this week. Look at
Bullshit.
this guy. Bullshit.
It was three
I
to
get
nothing.
half a point. I don't give
This,
a fudge.
this might be the first time it's ever happened in the history of the show.
Correct, because TJ doesn't know music.
I get half a point.
No.
It's weird that TJ doesn't know music and used to be a DJ.
Country music. You don't ever do country.
TJ
I
the
could,
DJ.
but Dave wouldn't know any of it.
September 26th, one of the more iconic television shows of the 80s and maybe even ever, Knight Rider premieres on NBC. Now, think about this. We've had 3 shows debut on NBC in this month, September of 82. Knight Rider, Family Ties, and Cheers. I believe we call that killing it. Here with Knight Rider, this action, crime, science fiction show was created by Glenn A. Larson and starred David Hasselhoff, Edward Mulhare, Patricia McPherson, and Rebecca Holden. The show is based around self-made billionaire Bruce Wayne. Oh, wait, that's the wrong show. Wilton Knight as he rescues Detective Michael Arthur Long after Long was shot in the face. After some plastic surgery, a new man emerges in the form of Michael Knight. Wilton chooses Michael as a primary field agent in a public justice organization called the Foundation for Law and Government, or FLAG. Then there's the other part of this program, the Knight Industries 2000, or KIT, which was a modified Pontiac Trans Am, which is a car with AI. By the way, it's a travesty that we live in America and Pontiac Trans Ams are not currently being made as we speak. The show lasted 4 seasons and 90 episodes. Timmy, did you have something to say there about Trans Ams?
Well, no Pontiacs are being made, so.
I know. I will always stop the show for Trans Am love. Actually, they were turning.
We'll come
Camaros
back
into-
to that.
They were
Fake-ass
actually turning
Camaro.
Camaros a couple years ago into Trans Ams for the what was it, the 50th anniversary of what was the Burt Reynolds movie he did where he had the black one,
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit, and it was a Camaro turned into a Trans Am. It was actually pretty hot. The first episode was actually a 2-part episode called Night of the Phoenix. For some reason, I can't find the television ratings for this show. But the debut episode premiered on 8 p.m. on a Sunday night directly up against Dallas, which was a happening back then.
Dallas was a Friday show. That's weird.
But this was the premiere. This was the season premiere. So maybe they did on Sunday, maybe.
Maybe.
It apparently didn't do well as it was eventually moved to Friday nights up against MASH, where MASH was number 1 and Knight Rider was number 2.
At the time of its release, Knight Rider received mixed to negative reviews. At review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, the first season scored 35%, based mainly on archived reviews with an average rating of 5.6 out of 10. The site's consensus reads, "This car can do anything except paper how over tiresomely silly Knight Rider's concept is."
I like Knight Rider.
Tom Shells of the Washington Post commented, "Knight Rider is all revved up, but has no place to go except maybe headlong into a large brick wall."
Mm.
In
Wow.
contrast, retrospective reviews have been much more positive. Mike Bernardin of Entertainment Weekly called the show a relic from a simpler time when audiences demanded less from their TV. Dude, I loved Knight Rider as a kid.
Yeah, Knight Rider was the shit. Also,
Had a car that spoke like Mr. Feeney. Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
Also,
but-
I mean,
All right, we'll come back to that.
it says how tiresomely silly Knight Rider's concept is. Was there another show they fucking talking car in it? Because if there was, I missed it.
Fun facts. David Hasselhoff and Mr. Feeney did not meet until production's Christmas party 6 months after filming season 1. Until that point, Hasselhoff had not seen the face behind the voice of the car. He immediately taught him something.
That's weird.
Pontiac, who supplied the Trans Am for the series, found itself swamped with customers requesting a black Firebird Trans Am with T-tops, tan interior, red light on the front bumper, just like the show car.
Mhm.
They didn't do that.
No, they did all with the light part.
Yeah. Mr. Feeney, who did the voice of Kit, never appeared in the credits during the show 4-year run. I bet he was paid peanuts.
Wow.
Well, you have to be credited. Like, he's not drawing checks from it now because he wasn't credited.
Like, imagine being listen, everyone, for the sake of argument, remembers Kit from Knight Rider, not Michael Knight. But yet he's not credited on the show. He is the show.
It's like James Earl Jones not receiving the money for Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's probably a little bit of an extreme example.
well, James Earl Jones wasn't standing behind that black cape.
Yeah, but Darth Vader was like a cultural phenomenon. I don't think Knight Rider was at the level of Darth Vader.
Kit was better than Kit would beat Darth Vader in a race.
Well, that's probably true. Actually, I don't know.
No,
Because
I would like to see Darth Vader try to run,
Darth has the Force on his side, you know?
just levitating just past Kit.
No, he would just hold it still.
When the show became a hit, and for several years following its cancellation, aftermarket kits were available to add the scanner eye to consumer Trans Am cars of appropriate vintage. So you could buy the little lights and put on it
That's hot.
with Scotch tape. At 6'4", David Hasselhoff was uncomfortable with towering over his female co-stars, so he had a height requirement for Michael's romantic interests in the series added to his contract. What?
That is bizarre.
Anybody ever watch the new Knight Rider
No.
that they did in like 2010?
It was
I didn't watch it.
2008 because
I
when I,
didn't watch
searched
it.
up Knight Rider,
I didn't watch it because the car was a Mustang.
I'm gonna watch it just see if it's any good.
Nah, it's gross.
It's a Mustang.
Hit my clip.
Oh, it's time for Game Fave. Have you seen it?
You slipper the hot beef injection.
All right. TJ leads Timmy C 13-1.
What, in August?
Yeah. That's how you want to play. You don't give me any points for singing.
Dang.
We'll make this shit happen.
In your face.
1982 movies.
I
I've
mean,
never seen any of them. So
Wow.
we're going kids movies of the 80s. Yeah.
I like that a lot. A great deal.
5 movies this week. Let's roll.
Timmy's
With a
gonna-
budget of $19 million. Our first movie this week grossed $125 million at the box office.
That's bananas for 82.
This is a 1985 American adventure comedy film. This film's one of Days Faves. A group of young misfits discover an ancient map and set out on an adventure to find a legendary pirate's long-lost treasure. Stars Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, Corey Feldman, and the vivacious Cary Green.
He didn't ask for an answer yet.
you didn't miss it.
It's the Goonies.
All right, TJ gets the point.
Thank you. You're waiting my fucking turn to show you the answer.
Movie number dose on a budget of $18 million. Our second movie this week grossed $222.7 million at the box office.
Wow.
This is a 1989 American science fiction comedy film. The scientist father of a teenage girl and boy accidentally shrinks his and 2 neighborhood teens to the size of insects.
Hold on.
Now the
this
teens
is
must
going to
have
take
the-
a while.
Now the teens must fight diminutive dangers as their father searches for them. This film stars Rick Moranis.
It's a lie. It actually stars Peter Scolari.
TJ,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
my man, Timmy C. You got to
Also,
say it.
I
for the
held it
people.
up, Honey. I
You got to
Shrunk the
say
Kids.
it for the people.
Peter Scolari in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Also, technically, what Timmy wrote's wrong. He didn't put the comma in it.
That is true. That's why TJ gets the point. Here we go. Movie number C with a budget of $5 million. Our third movie this week grossed $793
Oh, no.
shit.
I was like in the 80s.
I was like, net million? Jesus.
Everyone retired after that movie was over.
This is a 1989 American fantasy comedy film.
I like it. I like where we're going.
A boy discovers an incredible and gruesome world of monsters under his bed.
Oh, I love this movie.
This film stars Fred Savage, Howie Mandel, and Daniel Stern.
The Man on Top of the Stairs. I love this movie. I'm going to get the sweep again.
TJ.
2 categories in a row. Little Monsters.
Little Monsters, T.J. Stevens.
Fucking
Love that
nerd.
movie.
Over the shoulder boulder holder. All right, here we go. Movie number 4 on a budget of $9 million. Our fourth movie this week grossed $18.6 million at the box office. This is a 1986 American science fiction adventure film. In 1978, a boy travels 8 years into the future and has an adventure with an intelligent, wisecracking alien ship. This film stars some kid named Joey Kramer. It is a Disney movie. I'll give you another hint. Compliance.
Yes, I know the movie. I'm trying to remember the title. I remember the movie.
Round, round, get around.
Yeah.
I get around. I get around. I get around.
I think I got it, but I'm not sure.
Here we go. Timmy C.
Look who's talking.
What?
Well,
On a
that's the only.
spaceship.
There was no time travel in that movie.
TJ Stevens.
Is it called The Incredible Voyage?
No.
What was it?
Flight of the Navigator.
Flight of the Navigator. Damn it. Love that movie too.
Here we go. Our last film of the week. On a budget of $7 million. Movie number E grossed $40.9 million at the box office. This is a 1985 American adventure comedy film. When an eccentric man-child gets his beloved bike stolen in broad daylight, he sets out across the U.S. on the adventure of his life. This film stars Paul Rubens.
Large Marge.
4,
Sentia.
3, 2, 1. TJ Stevens.
I already know I got this wrong. I just mixed this out with Bill and Ted. Pee Wee Herman's Excellent Adventure.
No, it's Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Why are you terrible?
Pee Wee Herman's Excellent. I give you the point because that's awesome.
No, do
Thank
not.
you. Thank you.
That's horseshit.
Timmy C. So we're tied.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
1, 2,
Pee Wee Herman's Excellent Adventure.
I'm
3
really
to
upset.
3.
I'm really upset. I did not remember Flight of the Navigator. I love that movie.
Pee Wee Herman's Excellent Adventure is classic.
That is Pee Wee Herman's Excellent. I can't wait to write that.
We need to make our own movie called Pee Wee Herman's Excellent Adventure. We already know Timmy's going to be Pee Wee. I'll be the fat guy bully, and then
No, I was thinking I would be the fat guy bully. But
And
I
then
didn't steal your bike, Pee Wee.
who was also in Teen Wolf, and he was.
Yeah, it's true.
What was his name in Teen Wolf?
I believe he also played John Wayne Gacy in the like with the one of the
He
original
did.
Gacy movies.
You're
yeah.
right.
And then Dave can just be Keanu Reeves from Wayne's World randomly in the movie.
Dave can be Boof from Teen Wolf.
Boof. Are we just gonna throw in every '80s movie in this one? Pee Wee Herman's Excellent Adventure.
It's not a real name. It's Pee Wee Herman's. Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
All right, let's go from the hilarious to the sad.
Also hilarious. Yeah.
It's not hilarious. We're gonna end this month, September 28th. One of the most infamous. Oh, this is a deep cut, by the way. One of the most infamous and sad murder stories ever takes place on this day, as 12-year-old Mary Kellerman dies after taking an extra thing Tylenol, and she would be the first casualty for what is now known as the Chicago Tylenol murders. This story is mind-blowing for several reasons. The first of which is, how does one contaminate mass-produced Tylenol? Plus how the story ends, kind of. The day that Mary died, 6 other people, including Adam, Stan, and Teresa Janis, who were 27, 25, and 20 respectively, all 3 of them died along with, so the three brothers and sisters died on the same day, along with Mary McFarland, who was 31, Paula Prince, who was 35, and Mary Reiner, who was 27. Arlington Heights nurse Helen Jensen was asked to investigate the deaths, because apparently in Arlington Heights you can just ask a nurse to investigate a weird death. She was also the only Arlington Heights public health official, which again sounds safe. She quickly found the receipt from the Janices buying a single bottle of Tylenol. She found the bottle and turned it over to investigator Nick Pichos due to suspicion. Pichos called Dr. Edmund R. Donahue. Pichos. Oh,
Did you say bitch toes?
Bitch toes. That is his name. Old flip-flop over there. She found the bottle and turned it over to investigator Nick Pichos due to suspicion.
Nick bitch toes.
Pichos called Dr. Edmund R. Donahue, who was the deputy chief medical examiner for Cook County.
Phil's brother.
Yeah, Phil's brother.
Phil Donahue. Little Tommy and little Susie hang their stockings with care. All of a sudden, it's 3 a.m. Mommy and Daddy are trying to find Tickle Me Elmo, and all of a sudden, Saturday Night Live. Pichos noticed an almond smell coming from the bottle and had the remaining tablets examined, and it was found that 4 of the
nuts in it.
No, she would shut up.
That's what killed him. They had nut allergies.
Yeah, they put peanut shells in all the Tylenol. Problem mystery solved. Got it, guys. And it was found that 4 of the remaining 44 pills had 3 times the lethal dose of cyanide. A press conference was then held, warning the public to not consume Tylenol. The pills were manufactured in 2 different states, Texas and Pennsylvania, just suggesting that the bottles were tampered with after they were placed on the store shelves. For the record, the stores in which these pills were bought were a Jewel Foods in Arlington Heights, an Osco drugstore in Schaumburg, a Walgreens and a Dominick's, both in downtown Chicago, and a Frank's Finer Foods in Winfield. During the initial investigation, a man by the name of James William Lewis was at the top of their list after he sent a letter to Johnson & Johnson demanding $1 million for him to stop tampering with Tylenol pills. Lewis was eventually sentenced to 10 years in prison, but for extortion, not for murder. Here's where it gets weird. Later in 2007, investigators noticed the October 1st postmark. Lewis had said he had worked on the letter for 3 days initially, which means he started the letter on September 28th, which was the day before Mary Kellerman died, who was the first person.
To be fair, you throw that much cyanide in, you can pretty much guess what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, you know. Yeah. Meaning he at least knew about it due to the fact that no one had died yet when he started writing the letter. So he at least knew it was going on because he wrote the letter before anyone died. He recanted his timeline because it's very troublesome for him if you don't. The FBI went hard after Lewis and his wife after this, but DNA exonerated him. Lewis died in 2023. Then there was a
Couldn't
second
happen
man.
to a nicer guy.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Then there was a second man, a dock worker at Jewel Osco in Melrose Park by the name of Roger Arnold. Arnold had gone through a divorce and became increasingly unhinged in 82 throughout this time, but once again, in 2010, Arnold's DNA exonerated him.
By chance, the bottle of Tylenol that Kellerman used was inventoried by paramedics. Investigators noticed that the Janus bottle and the Kellerman bottle came from the same lot. Johnson & Johnson issued a recall for all Tylenol from that lot, but when tainted bottles from other lots were discovered, the recall expanded to cover those lots and any bottle of extra strength capsules purchased in the Chicago area, making it one of the largest pharmaceutical recalls ever. A multi-agency investigation found the tampered pills to have been sold or on the shelves of a variety of stores in Chicago. One bottle had been purchased, but due to an off scent not yet used by a lady named Linda Morgan, the wife of a judge. So she opened the bottle and it smelled funny, and she said, "Nope, not taking it."
That's good for her.
Yeah, lucky.
I'm not sure how many people would have done that.
I don't even know if I like because I usually just open it and pop two and
Yeah, I don't
If you
smell my
asked the
bottles.
random citizen, like, "Hey, what is Tylenol supposed to smell like?" they would probably slap you for fear.
Of course,
Like, why are you
motherfuckers
asking?
dying. I might smell it before I take it.
the case continued to be confusing to the police, the drug maker, and the public at large. For example, Johnson & Johnson quickly established that cyanide lacing occurred after cases of Tylenol left the factory. Someone, police hypothesized, must have taken the bottles off the shelves of local grocers and drugstores in the Chicago area, laced the capsules with poison, and then returned the restored packages to shelves to be purchased by the unknowingly victims. My eye itches. Johnson & Johnson received positive coverage for its handling of the crisis. For example, an article in the Washington Post said Johnson & Johnson has effectively demonstrated how a major business ought to handle a disaster. The article further stated, this is no 3 Mile Island accident in which the company's response did more damage than the original incident, and applauded the company for being honest with the public.
That's weird.
I would love to talk about 3 Mile Island because, granted, their company did handle it wrong, but because they handled it wrong, people got cancer. So I'm not sure it's the same thing.
Well, the death still occurs, just not so immediate. Before the 1982 crisis, Tylenol controlled more than 35% of the over-the-counter pain reliever market. Only a few weeks after the murders, that number plummeted to less than 8%. It's not good business.
Good for
bad.
Excedrin.
The dire situation, both in terms of human life and business, made it imperative that Johnson & Johnson executives respond swiftly and authoritatively.
Nice word.
Working with the FDA officials, they introduced the new tamper-proof packaging, which included foil seals and other features that made it obvious to a consumer if foul play had transpired. It also takes 27 minutes to get into a bottle of Tylenol currently.
But you know you're the only one, though.
Yeah, correct. Well, sometimes if they have a syringe, it could. I mean,
you can't roll the condom back up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you're the first one in there.
Tylenol sales rebounded to its healthy past, and it became once again the nation's favorite over-the-counter pain reliever. Gross. In 1983, U.S. Congress passed what was called the Tylenol bill, which, we're praising them, but whatever. Making it federal offense to tamper with consumer products. In 1989, the FDA established federal guidelines for manufacturers to make all such products tamper-proof.
I do enjoy, there's something very American about the fact that, for one, by 83, we hadn't made it a federal offense to tamper with consumer products long before that.
Right?
What? And then also, it took another 6 years before we made a federal mandate.
Hey, you should put some aluminum foil on top of that shit.
For making shit tamper-proof. That's bananas.
By the way, I wish they'd go back. I mean, I'm willing to risk the cyanide poisoning if it doesn't take me 27 minutes.
Well, I always hated how you have to have a pair of scissors to open up a pair of scissors.
That too.
I actually have a scar on my thumb because I used a dull knife to cut the
safety. If there were a bunch of stabbing incidents, I bet you.
Yeah, what I said didn't matter. Thank you.
It blows my mind that they never found who was responsible for this.
Yeah, long story short, this case is still open. They never found the guy who did it.
Well, he's dead.
I'm sure.
For sure now.
It's been 41 years.
Yeah, there's no way he's still alive. It's crazy though that
if you are the guy
I never heard
and you're
of this story.
alive listening to this, hit us up because we'd love to kick you.
Call the police on you.
I'd never heard of it, so I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Wait, what's going on here? No, they've never figured this out. How come this wasn't on Unsolved Mysteries?
You know what I really enjoy is that someone was like, I did it. 20 years in prison. Fuck. What are we doing?
It was probably that guy on Twitter that started bashing our show for no apparent reason last week. That's probably who the Chicago Tylenol murderer guy is.
The guy that got mad at me for something else I posted, so he wanted to say we have a shitty podcast.
Because I'm
sure never listen to our podcast, you queef.
Yeah, not a chance in hell. Because if you listen to it, you of course will know it's amazing. And if you enjoyed this week's episode, which I'm sure you're gonna, please let us know. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network, Ram Sportsnet. Follow us on YouTube. Search for Filter Free Podcast. All of our shows will be on there. As for us, you can find us on our social media platforms at Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
At Dave in the HSV, but that's changing.
Oh, are you moving
What?
again?
Maybe.
What?
Are you going back to Illinois? Or are you going to
Never.
Tampa?
Nothing. It's now Motorboat Dave.
Motorboat Dave. Well, my name is not that much fun. It's just at T Stevens 91. Next week, we're going to cover October, 3/4 of the year in the books of 1995, our strong suit, I would say, the mid-90s. It's time for the baseball playoffs. OJ's not guilty, definitely, allegedly. Pam Anderson gets the flu and so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. How do you know Mike Tyson is anti-religion?
I don't.
It's spinal.
Because he's always punching people in the face.